Hi, welcome to Losing Weight with Elizabeth. Yay! Tonight we're talking about food labels, and I'm telling you that you will get tricked every time if you don't start reading the food labels. Now, remember the delicious lentil soup? Mm-hmm. Okay, I was all on board with that. I had it, I thought it was great. It was 300 calories for both, because I ate the whole bag.
Yeah.
You know, everything about it was right. It all said all the right things. So I said, well, let me just read the label now and just make sure that, you know, it's okay. It had 510 milligrams per serving, because there was 2 servings in the bag.
You're only supposed to have 1 serving.
Yeah, but I would not ever be full, and even 510. I'm only allowed 1,500 milligrams of salt a day.
Oh.
Yeah, if you're over 51, which I'm just barely, you get like 1,600. If you're under 51, you get 2,300. So for me, that was 1,000 milligrams of salt. I could only eat fruit for the rest of the day because almost everything else has salt.
Because you'd have no ankles the next day.
Yes. It was so delicious, though.
It was good. Just have 1 serving.
Well, no, you know what I think I'll do is I'll take the serving and I'll mix it with vegetables and lentils and add no salt and spread it out over, you know, the thing. But it was surprising to me for something that was seemingly so healthy that it would have so much salt. So now I know what to do, because I can't replicate that recipe. Whatever's in that, it was Moroccan or what was it?
Yeah, and it was all natural, no artificial ingredients.
No, all good stuff.
The preservatives was the salt.
Yeah, the preservative was the salt.
Yeah, I mean, packaged foods have salt, you know.
And I'm going to just tell you that, and we don't know, what we don't know about salt is it has hidden names. Okay, wait till you see. I mean, I'm going to show you this one right here, just because I could barely stand it. That is sugar stuff. Well, we'll get to that in a minute. But did you see how many there's? There's like 50 of them. Hidden names for salt are MSG, gelatin, yeast extract. I'm not going to read them all, but you know, monosodium glutamate, of course, which now a lot of places aren't using, so that's good. Hydrolyzed vegetable protein.
Really?
Come on. You think, honestly, don't you say it says vegetable protein? Doesn't that sound like a good thing?
Yeah.
Well, it's not, apparently. Textured protein. This is just salt. It's plain salt.
Wow.
And hydrolyzed plant protein. So you have to really look at the salt content, and they autolyzed yeast. You need to go online, get a list, and when you go to the store, if you have to buy packaged stuff, at least know the ingredients. That is the #1 thing. Now, I just wanted to change the subject for a real quick thing. Remember we were talking about hard-boiled eggs, and how we were doing it. You know, the newer the egg, the harder the peel.
Yes.
The older the egg, the better.
Yes.
So that's why sometimes eggs are in my refrigerator for a while, and I guess that's what it is, and they feel like it's nobody's business. But if they're new eggs, then all you end up with is yolks.
Right.
Pretty much what happens. But that's the reason we asked Surrey.
And oh, you did?
Yes.
Because I keep trying different methods, and the most recent was to boil them the night before and then later on the next day after they were refrigerated
And did that work?
Yeah.
Well, I may try
And
that
they're not
too.
that old, and
Because
they weren't
how do
old.
I know how old the eggs are?
Right.
And why do I want old eggs?
No, you don't.
It sounds terrible. You know what? We say old eggs, but they last forever. When we were little, we would go Easter egg hunting, which is in what, April usually? And we lived in the desert. And we would find eggs in July. I'm not kidding you.
You wouldn't.
And we would find them because, we didn't find them. And we would eat them.
Oh.
Never even.
And you're still alive.
And I'm still
And look
alive.
at that. Oh my
Hey,
God.
See, this really goes to the thing about labels and what they've done to our food. Because remember when all of you were little, how long was that turkey out on the table?
All
Okay.
day.
Pretty long.
All day. Even sometimes with the stuffing in it.
Yes.
Now, you have 2 hours. You don't put it away within 2 hours, everyone's getting food poisoning. So something is in there that, you don't really have to baste a turkey, like some people will, this all goes back to labels. Some people will brine a turkey. You put it in a big pot with water and lots of salt. It's been in the salted brine or the brine for months and months before you even buy it. And you could say you can buy a fresh turkey. They did it too. More than likely, it's been brined. You don't know it, but that's when a label is nice.
Yeah. Wouldn't the label have to say the sodium content then?
One would think it would.
Yeah. Unless the FDA says it's not necessary, right?
Well, the FDA is so shortchanged and financially, it's like, one person looking out for 300. How many of us are there? 300 million?
Yeah.
Because they've, taken money away from it. So that's why these labels are ridiculous. So now we know what's in the salt. That's all you have to do is go online and say, what other words are used for salt on labels? That's all you have to do. Now, different names for sugar. Agave nectar. Now, doesn't that sound like something good? But no, it's sugar. Cane sugar, of course, we know that. Date sugar. But then it's things like dietetic malt.
What?
I know, but it's on stuff. And anything with a OSE at the end, that's all sugar.
Yeah.
It's all,
Dextrose, glucose.
yes, those are
fructose.
all in here. Absolutely, very good. You're just right on yellow sugar. That really bothered me. I was wondering, what the heck's that?
That's snowman sugar.
Yeah. With your dog.
Snowman sugar. Ethyl maltol. I don't know any of these. I can't even say them. But at any rate, it's in everything. And sugar's in a lot of stuff. And you just need to watch because, let's say, you say, I haven't had any sugar in 3 weeks. Probably that's not true. Maybe you just didn't have the white sugar, but you did have sugar if you ate anything out of a box. Even today, one of the meetings, we had to be moved into the worst place, but actually the best place for this meeting was where they store all the food for the soup kitchen. So we were in a place where they had all stacks of foods, just tons of foods. So we just started getting the boxes and the cans and stuff like that, and we were looking at the labels. Honestly, not one of the cereals was the same. Anywhere from a quarter cup for 200 calories. You wouldn't.
It's not even worth it.
That's not even.
It isn't.
That's like 3 or 4 bites. It's not worth it for a second. And to 3/4 of a cup, not one cereal was the same. And we found some of the sugars that are in here that we can't even pronounce, and some of the salts. So it's in everything. It was even in the tomato, just canned tomatoes. I know.
Sugar?
Sugar
I expect salt to be, yeah.
and
it's
salt.
canned, but
And now we have to
Sugar
worry about
too,
the can, what's that, we want the PC or HBFs or whatever we need. You have to look at
Inside
the
of
label.
cans, you mean?
Yeah, that 10 inside the can.
Oh.
And
well, some of the cans have like a thin plastic layer inside of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's not just plain metal.
Yes, but they're labeled that
Yeah.
that these are the ones. So I bought those tomatoes because I said, okay, so this is just another thing for me to be concerned about. So, but there's sugar and salt. It is seemingly everything. And now, you know, if you just start, the guide to reading food labels is start with the serving. That's the real kicker. It says 2 servings, right? Or it says only 100 calories a serving. You say to yourself, yay, 100 calories a serving. It's 3 crackers. It's 2 tablespoons. It's a quarter cup, like what you said. It's nothing.
It's insufficient.
It's insufficient. It is not nearly enough food.
The bag says 100 calories and it says serves 8, and you're like,
What?
That's exactly right. A bag will say that it's 100 calorie a serving.
right.
And then it serves 8. And when you open the bag, the top part is all air.
Yes.
So then you have, like, you know, let's just say you're even getting caramel corn or something, right? It ends up that you really are having a quarter cup for that 100 calories, where I could honestly eat the whole bag.
Oh, easy.
Easy, 800 calories in you know, an evening.
And then you go looking for more.
And then you go looking, well, because now you got sugar in your mouth.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Once you get sugar in your mouth, you're done.
Turns that receptor on.
It turns that receptor on. Boy, that's really terrible.
Takes 3 days to detox from it too.
And it takes 3 days to detox from it. You know what? I don't know how all of us are rolling around really, really overweight, because if you don't cook and you use processed food, you really are in trouble. And we are lucky because we're not being brought up now where kids, 60% of the children are overweight in schools. I saw it myself. And there's something like 50% or something have pre-diabetes. They're little children. And then they have all those allergies.
You have to see what they bring for snack.
Like those,
It's amazing. It's
You know,
like a full lunch.
Yeah.
But it's all,
But it's
those Lunchables.
but it's not them. It's their.
It's the parents, I know.
It's
I
terrible.
know, but they're old. But I listen, in defense of some parents, not all parents, of course. In defense of some parents, they're working so many hours, so that by the time they get home, you know. But see, now I'll give you a great example. One of my clients changed everything in her house. She started using the crock pot. The kids in 1 year completely changed. Their energy was up. They were playing sports better. Everything was changed. McDonald's was just the biggest of treats. It wasn't something that they did, which was what happened. It'd be on the way. They would, on the way, because, you have to have dance and baseball and basketball and football and, gymnastics, and you're just doing everything in the world. And so, which I'm not for. I'm for you getting some sports in or dance in or whatever, but how many things do you need to be doing every night? We used to get up when I took Charlie for hockey, we would have to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning on Sunday so that we could have the rink.
Wow.
Yeah, boy, that was really being good, because you just want to go with the covers. Hockey. So with that sugar thing, you have to look at high fructose corn syrup or any one of the things. Or if you're from Canada, glucose fructose de Canada. Okay, so the side effects generally are obesity, insulin resistance. That's ridiculous. So if you take insulin, it doesn't even help?
No, and it also means that when your body produces insulin to counteract the sugar,
Uh-huh.
it can overproduce. I've had that happen. I've had my pancreas overproduce insulin, and what happens is my blood sugar drops so low. And I was diagnosed as, pre-diabetic and insulin resistant.
Oh, well, that's just terrible. Increased belly fat. Oh, well, we want to stay away from that. Heart disease. High fructose corn syrup. Don't think that's not in so many things. That's really in. Trans fats, labeled as shortening or partially hydrogenated or just hydrogenated. And come on, it's lard. It's pretty much lard. You can't make a pie without lard. Right?
I'm not a pie maker.
I'm not
Me
either. I
neither.
think baking
And
is
I never will be.
science.
Well,
So-
I love to bake, but I don't do pies.
Oh,
I think they're hard.
they're hard.
Yeah.
I don't bake because you have to actually follow the recipe. And that's science to me. I'm Italian. Well, you're Italian too. But, I go like, I'll just put a little pinch of this and a little dab of that. It'll all be delicious. Oh, before I forget, I have to say two things. One, Roberta's dinner last night was spectacular. Split pea soup, beautiful salad, very nice dinner. Very good for you. Thank you, Roberta. And then the other thing is that I planned and prepared this week for dinners for every night and lunches, which is really big. You know what I got? And I have to now look at the labels, but at least they were calorically reasonable. I got the egg roll wrappers. They're like that big. And I got a bag of cabbage that's all shredded, ready for thing. And I got a can of refried beans, Old El Paso refried beans that are only have 5 ingredients.
With the lower in
Yes,
sodium ones?
yeah, and no fat, low
Yep.
sodium, no fat.
Yep.
And hot, of course,
Yeah.
because I like it hot. Anyway, and I just, you just put a dollop of the beans in and you just roll it up. I put 1/2 of a piece of jalapeno cheese. You could use Laughing Cow, but I am positive that every one of these things is in Laughing Cow. But you're using so little. It's only 35 calories. You know what I mean? We can only stay away from so much poison. But you would wrap that up, and then you would bake that, and then you would put salsa on the top and have a half of avocado.
Why can't you put Parmesan on instead of Laughing Cow?
It's Mexican.
So what?
I know, you're not a cook.
Well, I think Parmesan is like amazing.
Oh, I think I use Parmesan
Chili.
so much.
Yeah.
You would use Parmesan on chili?
I use it on vegetable.
Oh, yeah, I
use
use
on
it on
everything.
vegetables, on everything.
It's
You
our
got the
friend.
grated, that you grate kind, right? Not the shaker kind.
No,
Oh, see, okay.
no,
you
the
can,
kind in the bag.
oh, okay,
That's grated.
that's
Yeah,
grated.
I just didn't have
You
to
just
grate
can't
it,
get that stuff that's over there,
No.
in
Yeah,
that
in the
green
which probably
can.
has more of that than
It has more of that than
Parmesan.
anything.
It's got that declumping agent in it, and
Yeah, there's always that too. I remember we used to use it, but I bet in the day, the original green can was the thing that you would get.
Yeah.
But that's not true anymore. I really like when I get the opportunity to use the block. But, I have to have planned a week
Yes,
that
you do.
has a lot of Italian food, or it has, vegetables that I'm gonna make, or, anyway. And then I just took the cabbage and I cooked that with a little bit of soy sauce, not much, just enough to, melt it down. And then I just rolled it and I baked those.
You rolled what?
I rolled them in, I rolled the
The egg-
cabbage, the cooked cabbage in
In the egg roll.
wrapper.
the egg roll wrapper and made egg rolls,
Oh.
pretty much, and baked them.
Baked, not fried.
Baked, not fried. Yeah, and oh, what a delicious treat. I made a piece of salmon with a little soy sauce on that, not much, and some hot mustard. And I had that. What a dinner. It was delicious. And really, the egg rolls that are 170 calories for 3 and you only have 2, it's a big bang for your calorie buck.
What part of the store has the egg roll?
The egg rolls are in the produce section, right where the salsa is and all that other
Oh,
process.
they're a fresh wrap? They're not frozen?
No,
Oh,
That thing. Okay, so artificial flavors. That's a blanket term referring to over 100 possible chemical additives that can make you allergic or can cause behavior reactions. I mean, you can actually like maybe snap at someone or, I know, or be nervous. When I get to the artificial sweeteners, that's where really, how about artificial colors? Now, they've taken red dye too, I guess, out of the equation, but you know what? That's just a Band-Aid because it has the side effects of allergies, sinus congestion, hyperactivity in children, like they need that. And it worsens, and this is really, I'm hoping these are real people that wrote this. There's a book out on it. And it worsens the symptoms of ADD and ADHD. So everything you're telling me the kids are eating probably has artificial color in it. Artificial sweeteners, well, this is a real problem for me. It primarily affects the nervous system, and the potential side effects are headaches, dizziness, memory loss, and convulsions. Well, I haven't been having convulsions, but I'm wondering because I use the blue stuff. But I started using it more regularly because during the summer I was drinking iced coffees. And so I was using a lot, and every now and then I get a little dizzy. And that's not from drinking or anything. That's so, or I have a brain tumor. I mean, it's just, either you stop using the blue stuff and hope you're not, anything like that happen to you?
Yeah, the blue stuff gives me headaches.
Okay, well, that's on here, so.
What about the pink stuff?
Any stuff has saccharin.
Okay, so first the Splenda, it decreases good bacteria in your gut. Okay, so that's a bad thing, but we have kefir to help us with that. So if you have to use a sweetener, maybe that's the better choice. I don't know anymore. There's saccharin, like Sweet and Low. It's proven to cause cancer in animals, and it's suspected to be cause cancer in humans. Suspected. And it's on the table of every restaurant.
Right.
Now, wouldn't you think they would take it away if it, I don't know.
But the thing that you don't know is how much of it are they giving to these lab animals. They're probably giving them an exorbitant amounts of it. Like, you're not going to sit and have a cup of it
No.
in a serving. You're going to have
But at least
teaspoon
you,
here, a teaspoon there.
but at least but I was having a lot of iced coffee. So maybe, and I
still
use
think
2
iced
every
coffee.
time. So,
Yeah.
Maybe I was using too much. Maybe I should probably I'll just try it with Splenda, which is not sweet enough for me. And then I thought, as I was coming here, when I was reading this, I was going to myself, well, I'll just use a little sugar. No, that's not the point. I know, I completely blanked out on the whole idea of how bad sugar is
And what
for
about
you.
About the ones that are
stevia?
Yeah, I was just gonna say stevia or Truvia, is that
I
another
know, I
one?
don't like either one
They're
of them.
not
and-
good. They don't taste
And
They
good.
they
don't
don't-
taste good, I never tried them.
I use stevia.
I use stevia, but
Yeah.
I use
Yeah.
just a little. I don't even use one package will last me 3 times.
Well, then,
Oh,
I
wow.
think,
Yeah, I just
Wow.
put a couple of grains in just to.
That's in your 20% of poison that you're eating. You know
Oh.
what I mean? You're allowed 20.
Oh,
I'm
okay,
giving you
good.
20. You can eat 20% of poison. 80% of your food should be really healthy. But you just can't honestly stay away from some things. It's pretty difficult. You go out for dinner. You went to the casino. What? You would think all of this was on here, right?
Yeah, and I was very picky about what I chose,
Yeah.
because a lot of it, I don't do creamy sauces and all that, and so my plate was very, very little on
It's
it.
very
It was
sparse.
just enough that,
Yeah.
yeah.
We went and when we got vegetables with Parmesan cheese, and we kind of stayed into the vegetable area. We didn't have any. We went to an Italian restaurant. This is some of the stuff they were having. Okay, so preservatives, TBHQ. We can look on the label. I would assume it's there, and it can cause nausea, vomiting, and then there's polysorbates, which can cause all sorts of things. and BHT and BHA, it's liver and kidney problems. Sodium benzoate. I wish they would tell you where these
Baking
things.
soda.
Yeah, benzoate.
Yeah, that's sodium benzoate is baking soda.
Okay, well, I don't use it, but to clean.
Isn't
and
that salt?
that has salt?
Yeah.
It's right here on
Because
there.
it's sodium benzoate, so it's a salt, yes.
And sulfites, you know, which is really bad for asthmatics, which is not that any of you all drink, but it's in wine.
Yeah.
You can get
Red wine.
you can get the all natural wine from Italy that has no sulfites. So my thought here is, you know, these are the things you should avoid. Artificial flavors. Come on, we don't need those. Hydrogenated or fractional oils, sugar, MSG, enriched wheat. You know, that's a lie. It's just a lie. And they have the PHA and PHT that we're over here that you should not eat at all costs. Corn. I'm not really sure. I eat so much popcorn that I really don't understand that. Soy, and I use soy too. There's my poison. And canola oil. And back to that potassium that you were talking
Canola
about.
oil was
Really?
good.
No, I
Where is that? Canola oil. It
And
says,
I always buy it because
it
it's
says
better
to
than-
avoid at all costs.
Yeah,
No
canola I heard was
kidding.
very bad. Olive is the only one you should use.
Yeah.
It's not good
Why
in
do you
some
make a
recipes
cake?
like cakes and things like that.
Well, you know what? I
Did
started
you
using
swear?
it for
No.
baking, and
I
it's
said
fine.
cake.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah, see, this is what's so oh, you swear, because you made a cake.
I said a
Okay,
four-letter word.
listen, we gotta go. I could talk about labels all night, but my thought is just read the label, at least know the serving size. And so I can't even tell you, often I've said, well, how many calories was it? And somebody goes, well, I don't know. Well, that's what you need to know. You need to know the calories. All right, have a good week. Read your labels. See you next week. Bye. Bye.
Now, I'm upset about canola oil.
I'm upset
I
too.
read that a long time
Because
ago
I
about
heard
canola,
they say
yeah.
olive oil, and then the next best thing, if you're not using olive oil, is canola oil. Don't use vegetable or corn oil. Now canola oil
Well,
is it.
I had someone recently, like a month or so ago, ask me, she said, well, vegetable oil is this and olive oil is that. Well, what's canola oil? Is there a canola plant? I said, no, it's not a canola plant. I said, I think canola oil is raps.